Hello boys and gals, this is Big Bad Wolf Moto with another little motovlog. After I got my bike and I posted a few videos, I got some comments from people in regards to my handlebars. These are 16-inch APE hangers, and quite a few people were asking me how I can ride with them, whether or not they're comfortable, how is it riding with these bars on a long trips. And my answer is that they are very comfortable. I am 6'1", 250 pounds, and these bars, the way they're sitting on my Road King, they come exactly to my shoulders, as high as my shoulders. I feel very comfortable with them. I had bars like that before, a few years ago on my Softail, and my bars then were even a little higher. They were 18 inches high. So I'm pretty much used to them, and I really like them. The truth is that the APE hangers, and especially after 12-14 inches, when they start to surpass the height of your chest, they are not for everybody. They're definitely not for everybody. You don't want to have handlebars if you have shoulder problems or upper back problems or old injuries, and if you do, you will probably have issues, especially on the long runs. On the other hand, if you are somebody who is relatively fit, not a fit freak, just fit, you will have no problem. Of course, the APE hangers, they are made for cruisers. Needless to say that you're never going to see a sports bike or an adventure bike with APE hangers, of course. The APE hangers were historically invented, or they were made during one of the wars. I'm not sure, the First or the Second World War, and they were used by messengers on motorcycles, because the enemy used to set up traps like steel wire and other things like that from one tree to another. The wire would be cutting in the middle of the road around the height of the rider's neck or chest. So as you can understand, where you're going on that speed with a motorcycle, you were hitting that wire. In the best case scenario, you'd be thrown off your bike. In the worst case scenario, you would lose your head. So that's how ape hangers were invented. At least that's the story that I have heard. And they were made so that if the shredder would go into the steel wire, yes, there probably would be a problem, but he wouldn't be harmed as bad. So to come back to the issue on hand about the comfort, there's a few advantages that I can say right off the top of my head right now, quick, about the ape hangers. What I love about them, and especially when I was back in Greece and Europe, where lane splitting is allowed, one of the things I loved is that with these bars, I would go between the cars at the lights and everything, and there was no danger of breaking people's mirrors or even touching them, because my hands and my grips would be over people's mirrors. Another thing that I love very much about the ape hangers is, especially in low speed maneuvers or very close turns, when I used to have regular bars, like the regular touring bars, or for a while I had bikini beach bars that were, they are pretty low bars and very wide. You're something like this on them, low. I used to have issues all the time, especially when I was turning. For example, I wanted to turn left, very close turn, low speed, parking or maneuvering or whatever, and my left hand, if I wanted to left turn, and my bar would hit my knee. I hated that. That was so dangerous. Sometimes you couldn't even turn your front end all the way to the left or all the way to the right, because the bars would hit your knees. To be honest with you, the first time I decided to buy ape hangers and put them on my bike, I did it because I love the style, because I like the classic custom bagger style that is relatively high in the front, with a big wheel in the front and big bars and big bags in the back and relatively lowered suspension. So I went to a shop that I used to service my bike, and I told my friends there to order me ape hangers. And the guys asked me, so what size would you like 14, 16? I go, okay, let's check it out. So I sat on my bike, I extended my hands to a certain point. My friend took a measuring tape, measured the distance from the clamp to my hands, and he said, okay my friend, 18 inches. I go, perfect, let's go for it. So ape hangers it was. Of course, I don't have to tell you how excited I was when they arrived and they were put on my bike, and I went to pick up my bike, my Softail at that time, with the ape hangers on it. I was thrilled the moment I saw them. It was love at first sight. I wasn't concerned how they would feel or anything. So I got the bike and I took it for a spin around the block where the garage was, and boy did I love it. I loved it with passion, and that was the end of it. So ape hangers it was. So there you go. I don't only love the way they look, I love the way they feel. But I have to mention a few disadvantages that they have. When you're running APEs on your motorcycle, when you're parked or whatever, or you're stopped and you want to maneuver, you want to push your bike, or you want to pull your bike, especially if you want to pull it backwards. Let's say you're parking, you want to back up and your bike is at idle. You don't want to be pulling your APEs from the top, because the leverage is so big that you might move them a little bit, and you don't want that to happen. You don't want those bushings to start wearing out, and after that, the slightest thing that you're going to do, they're going to be moving back and forth and back and forth, and you don't want that. Another disadvantage that I could think about is that you're completely open to the elements. The riding position that you have when you're running APE hangers is probably the worst position a motorcycle rider could have against the elements. You are open to the wind, you're open to the rain, you're open to everything. It's like you're facing the storm with open arms, ready to hug it. I personally love it, but this is another story. Let's go a little bit, because this guy back here, this guy's still getting me. I don't like it. I don't know if I'm forgetting something, or there's other things I wanted to mention about this. This is so spontaneous. It's not a planned motovlog about the APE hangers. That's what I usually do. I go out riding and I talk about whatever comes right off the top of my head. So yes, just as a quick conclusion, APE hangers are comfortable, and a few friends of mine on YouTube that said impossible to ride with those things, I would never try them, how do you do that, or I don't understand why people put APEs on their bikes. Guys and girls, I am telling you, I respect everybody's opinion and everybody's point of view on any subject, each to their own. But I urge you, if you ever get the chance, ride a motorcycle with APE hangers, just out of curiosity, just to see how it feels. Wow, this is beautiful. And then we'll talk again. I know that maybe you will still not want to ever have handlebars on your bikes. I mean APE hangers on your bikes, but just try them. Just try them. I just want you to realize that they are not uncomfortable at all. On the contrary, they're very, very comfortable. Wow, Hudson Oka, 2 kilometers. That's a beautiful place to go. The Hudson River, there's a ferry boat, there's cafes, gorgeous. I've been there a couple of times, but not now. Now it's time to get back to base, take some rest, because tomorrow is a new day. Anyway, I think I'm going to enjoy my ride a little bit now. And I'm gonna catch you boys and girls on the flip side. Everybody be safe, be happy. This is Big Bad Wolf Moto, and I'm gonna see you later. Bye for now.